I respected his honesty. Like, he told me upfront, like, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with you. So do with that what you will. And I tried to do what I will, but he was like, my will's stronger than yours. And I said, okay, yeah, you're right. But I respected him because he wasn't about the games. He was lying to me. He was keeping it all the way funky. And in the end, it turned out to be super fresh.
Random, I got purpose. Things coming together so beautifully. One day, it all makes sense. Just you wait and see. Take this journey with me. Purposely random. Purposely random. Purposely random.
Hello, everyone. This is the podcast Purposely Random by Angelise, and my name is Angela Elise. Welcome so much to Purposely Random. This month, we've been talking about the gift of, it's a series where we're talking about accountability, sadness, hello, goodbye, empowerment, and investments. Okay. Last week, we talked about sadness. The week before, we talked about accountability. And this week, we're going to be talking about goodbye. Bye, Felicia. Bye. Bye-bye. Okay. No. But this is actually going to be lessons that I learned. The gift of goodbye, the lessons that I learned from my exes and why I value them to this day. To this day. Okay. Let's get into the theme song. You got a gift, so discover it and make it shine. No need to hide it once again. It took so long to find what was so deep within. You did the work, you should be proud. So share it, the time is now. Oh, the time is now. Yeah. I don't know why I do that extra. Old man at the revival singing, yeah, we lift our voices. I don't know why I do all that. But we are here now and we've done it and it's time to say goodbye to the best. So let's talk about the topic or whatever, the gift of goodbye. Why this topic now? I tend to be very reflective, like all the time. I'm like super always reflecting, checking in, sometimes to my detriment, but that ain't none of your business. Just kidding, no, it is because you're a part of my podcast and I love you so much. All right. Sorry that I went off on you. I'm sorry. Shame. Any GOAT fans out there? Actually, not GOAT. Got GOT, Games of Thrones. Shame. Anyway, but I tend to be reflective, even to my detriment sometimes. And I find myself, especially at the end of the year, which I know a lot of people do, reflecting on what the year brought me, reflecting on what I want to learn from it and what I want to take forward. And so the gift of goodbye came up because we're saying goodbye to 2020, saying hello to 2021. And then I thought, you're thinking about lessons. Let's think about what your exes taught you. My exes taught me so much about myself, and so I want to name them, and maybe in another episode or another series we'll go deeper into each one. But let's talk about the first one. So the first one, I'm going to say their name because they mean the most to me. And I didn't really take a lesson from them at the time, but now that I'm older, I really have learned a lot from them. It's my first love. His name was Gabriel. And what he taught me was that mental health is important. that depression is a killer, that you have to have healthy coping skills. You have to talk to people. Like, you can't keep it bottled in and like everything bottled in. And like, you have to check in with, like, personally, like as a woman, you have to check in with how a man is doing and not just expecting things to get better from people. Like, his way of dealing things with things were not the same way that I deal with them. And so he ended up committing suicide. And so that's why I know now, like, how bad depression is and how it can really, it's a killer, you know. And mental health as a Black man, there's taught so many things about you have to be strong, and sometimes you're nobody and you're a loser. Like, just so many things that he taught me. And like, personally, like, you need to let someone know how you feel about them and never let them wonder. You should always tell people, I love you, I care for you, you're valuable, you're valued, that I'm here for you. And I know that you care about what the world thinks about you and what you need to be. And I do care about those things too, but I care about you more than I care about those things. And I want you to be okay. I want you to feel secure. I want you to feel secure, and I want you to know that my love for you is real. It's sincere and it's deep. Let's talk about the next one. So the next one, he wasn't really my boyfriend, but like, he's someone that like I really liked a lot. And we hung out so many times, and I had to pray him away because like I was like, I know that I will not leave him alone unless the Lord does something. And he, sidebar, this person also taught me how strong my prayers are. Because as soon as I said my prayer, Lord, you know, do something to make him go away from my life, he moved. Okay? Like, almost instantaneously. Then the next prayer that I prayed about my job, I was like, Lord, you know, do something about this job because I'm not going to do it. He was like, yo, say less. Your job's closed. It's being sold to another company. I said, wow. I'm not sure. My prayers are strong. My prayers are super strong. So something he taught me is that you cannot nice your way or like love your way into someone's heart. I would always do so many nice things for him, but then he would just be like, oh, thank you. And like, it didn't change him liking me. He just was like, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. And I was like, but maybe like if I'm nice enough, then you will want to be in a relationship with me. And he was like, nah, that's not how that's going to work. And then sometimes it also taught me like sometimes you have a super connection with someone and you can be super connected with them, care about them, value them, get along so well, and it's just not meant to be. Like, we're not going to be together. Get over it, okay? It also taught me you can still value, and I'm saying these things and like moving past them so quickly because honestly, this is a lot. Like, just even acknowledging these lessons are like taking me back to like how I learned them, and I'm like so triggered. So we're just touching on them and moving on. And if you want to know more about it, hit me up in the comments below and let me know. We can talk about it because it's a lot. We can go into super more detail, and I can give you some skits, skedaddles, and everything like that. Speaking of going into the comments, go to my YouTube page, Angela's Music with a Q. Hit me up on there so you can see the visual. I got my eyelashes on, got my eyebrows, like my lips, like, honey, give you realness. Anyways, let's get back into this lessons that someone taught me, my exes taught me. Another lesson that he taught me was you can still value someone even if you don't get exactly what you want for them. So honestly, what this means is like I still care about him to this day, but I didn't get what I really wanted from him, which was this relationship. And honestly, I don't think a relationship would have really worked out for us because we kind of had some nope, we're going to choose a different word. We had some different opinions about certain things that are my core values. So I don't think it would have worked out in the long run, but I still value him very much. And I respected his honesty. Like he told me upfront, like, I'm not going to be in a relationship with you. So do with that what you will. And I tried to do what I will, but he was like, my will's stronger than yours. And I said, okay, yeah, you're right. But I respected him because he wasn't about the games. He was lying to me. He was keeping it all the way funky. And in the end, it turned out to be super fresh. The next one, the next ex that we're going to be talking about is my ex-fiance. His name is Derek. I don't know why I said so sing-songy. Maybe I said it because he really means a lot to who I am now. Like he's the one that changed my life the most. I was also with him the longest. So the lessons that he taught me, it will forever be valued, forever be special in my heart because of that change and that growth that I gained because of him. So the lessons he taught me was someone can care for you, but not really love you. And they can love you, but not really, really love you enough. So what this means is he cared about himself a lot more than he cared about me. And he was kind of narcissistic. And I learned what a narcissist was from him. It doesn't make him a bad person, doesn't mean that he has any ill will towards me, but he's just going to care about himself and do whatever it takes for his own primal survival, regardless of how it affects me. And that's okay. Like, now I'm not in that. In the moment, I was like, hey, I do not like this. It's very much better for me, and I do not feel good. And ultimately, it led to our demise. He also taught me that I needed more and better for myself. I can't just be in a relationship where I'm in it just because I fear being alone and I don't want to be alone. If I'm not getting what I'm giving you, if I'm not getting what I'm giving you and you're not even trying, then it's time for us to go our separate ways. Because why should I give better, give much, and get little? It doesn't make any sense to me. He also taught me you cannot give someone everything and expect them to appreciate it, no matter how much they say they care for it or they are for you. Like, you cannot do that. Because as a woman, like, I know that we're taught that we need to care for people, that we need to kind of be like the mama bear in a sense. But if you do everything for someone, how are they ever going to learn how to do it for themselves? Especially if they're not willing to do the same things for you. Like, this is such a big one. Like, I can't just summarize it. So we're just going to leave it there. And then we're going to talk about it in another one if you guys want to. If I want to, because y'all don't be talking to me or whatever, because I feel the type of way about to forget y'all. Just get out. but this one is it's so layered. It's so much. Like, I did so much for that man, like rebuild his life. Listen, God and me was over here helping build this man's life back up. And he was like, I thank you. But he was really like, I'll do it again by myself, cuz. Like, I don't need you. And I'm like, but you used me, though. You acted like you needed me. Clearly. clearly this is something I can never do again. And I'm glad I learned this lesson. If they are not showing up as much as you are, it will never work. So just again, just kind of the same thing now that I think about it. You just taught me, like, if people don't value you, if people are not showing you your worth and not earning you while you're earning them, it's time to go. And he also taught me I am not willing to be all in if someone is not meeting me there. Other things he taught me, mental health is important. Okay. A lot of these men, I would say the healthiest one was like the one that I prayed away, because he was the least self-aware, and he was honest. Gabriel, he needed some mental health. We all need mental health care. So Gabriel really showed me like mental health is a real issue in this world. And so did Derek, in a different way. He like actually pointed me to like needing to go to therapy myself. And now like I actually have the tools, and that's why I value him so much, because like if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have gone to therapy as soon as I did. And it has been such a life-shaking, altering thing for me to do. He also taught me like I need to set boundaries and stick to them. And I don't need to be afraid of someone leaving my life. If they're not treating me right, go ahead. If you're not going to treat me right, go ahead and get out of my life anyway. Okay? You're not going to make me feel bad about choosing myself, especially if you ain't choosing me. I love, and one of the biggest things is like, even when you love someone, you have to love yourself more. I love myself. I love God more than I love myself, and I love me more than I love the other person. You have to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you're going to get into this cycle where you're not getting what you deserve, resentment occurs, and it's just a cycle that you don't need to be in. Love yourself and be with someone that allows you to love yourself and wants you to love yourself, and not be devoted 100% to everything that they want. They should be showing up for you too. Okay? The final one. This is my last ex, and it might be my last ex forever. And I was gonna, I'm hoping like, Lord, just send me somebody really for me. And that is someone that has also learned these lessons and willing to learn lessons with me and be patient with me above all else. Love me the way that God, loved me. I know that the love will never be the same, but I want them to have at least close enough characteristics of you that they are striving to make bigger and bigger, just like I am doing that same work for them, and mostly for me, but then, they'll get the remnants of it. So my last ex taught me my value, okay? My value. He taught me my value is not determined by how others treat me, because he was treating me like so unvaluable. Like he was like, you just another number, and I don't care about what you had to say. I'm not going to acknowledge you. I'm going to get you when it's my time to get you. He taught me that emotional intelligence and availability and physical ability are vital to make any relationship work. And like, that's what I need. I'm not going to deal with someone that is not aware of the patterns that they have, both good and bad. I'm not going to be around someone that doesn't have time for me, not available for me. If I can't call you and you answer, or call me back when you can, what are we doing? You want that for me? So why are you not doing it for me? And another thing he told me is people will lie and say they value honesty. Let me say it again for the people in the back. People will lie and say that they value honesty. They want you to be honest with them, but they don't want to be honest with you. They want to lie when the truth will serve them better. Speaking of honesty, consent is vital. Honesty allows you to consent to what their truth is, and it allows you to share a shared reality, and it allows you to have consent to what that shared reality and future will be, the consequences that come from that reality. And he taught me so many more things, but that's just a tidbit of the gift of goodbye. I didn't really talk about goodbyes. I just told you guys about my exes, and I told you guys about the lessons they taught me, but the goodbye was letting go of these people that really weren't for me. At the end of the day, the only one that I didn't really get to say goodbye to was Gabriel, because he committed suicide, but he knew that I loved him, and we actually really close to the time that he did commit suicide. Suicide, not suicide. We got to see each other like 2 days, and we spent like a Friday and Saturday together, a few hours, and he told me, I think you could have been the one. And I thought it was weird, and I said, I could still be, like, that's definitely a possibility for us. We could still be together because I very much still love you, because we hadn't talked to each other like a year and some change after we had broken up. And he said, I think you could have been the one. And I knew when we hugged goodbye, that would be the last time that I would see him. And I tried, like, I was like, you should just stay, but he didn't want to, and I didn't really try hard enough to make him stay and see his value. But all of these people that came into my life and came and gone from my life have taught me something about myself that I will forever value. And they give me a gift of accountability, and a gift of sadness, and a gift of joy, and a gift of anchoring. And so I'm forever grateful for them. In the comments below, tell me about one of your exes, with the lessons that they taught for you, and how you're going to be moving forward with this. Speaking of how I'm moving forward with this, how do I apply these lessons, and like what lessons am I still struggling with? So as y'all know, I mean, I've been struggling with my sense of self-value and self-worth, but I'm doing better. I've been setting boundaries, honey. I've been setting more boundaries and letting my no's be no's, my yeses be yes. When people try to date me now, I be like, what's your intentions? Okay, cool. All right, your actions are not matching that. I gotta go. No, it's not you. It's just like the personality that you have and my personality, your personality that you have with me and my personality with you, it's not gonna blend. It's not gonna be right. So let's not waste time. I've been saying no a lot faster and setting boundaries faster. I've been telling people, like, this is what I want. Like, this is a petty thing, but I don't care. I don't want to be driving that much. Like, I want to drive 80%, no, 20% of the time. You can drive 80. Can you do that? Nah. Okay, I can't do it. And I mean, there's some wiggle room with my driving, but that's what I deserve. These people are like, oh, let's hang out. I don't hang out. People are like, what you doing tonight? I deserve to be seen in the daytime. Like, no. I'm not going to keep doing the same thing. Like, I know what I'm worth. I know my value, but I be struggling with it. And sometimes I be struggling with the loneliness. Sometimes I be struggling with the whole bunch. And we'll talk more about that on later times. But let's get into another segment. Oh, I didn't wrap it up. We talked today about lessons that my exes taught me, why I still value them to this day, lessons that I'm still learning, and things that I deserve. So let's get into the next segment. 3,000 questions about me. 3,000 questions, because I'm learning myself and you're learning me. Answer this question in the comments below too. So here we go. Here's the question. 3,000 questions. One of the questions that I answered without looking at it beforehand to I don't know. I just answer it without looking at it. I was reading the question, that's why I got distracted. So today's question is 998. What animal do you think is jaw-dropping beautiful? You will very much know about me, this thing. I'm getting my pillow because I have one now. Hold on. This is what I think is the most beautiful ever. You can't see it all the way. Sea turtles! I love them. They're so beautiful. Like, I've talked about this so many times on a podcast, but I love sea turtles. They're so beautiful. Like, looking at them swim and looking at their little design, like, they're so cute. And like, I can say so many more things, but they mean so much to me. One time it was my birthday, and it was like my 29th birthday, which was like last year. My mom and dad were here, and I love them so much. They're the best. But I went to the aquarium and I saw a sea turtle, and it looked at me for like a minute. It swam up to me, and I felt such a spiritual connection with it. So like, I love sea turtles so much. If you want to give me a sea turtle, I would not be mad. Like, I have a sea turtle in my car. I have a sea turtle necklace that someone got me. I got a sea turtle stuffed animal. I have in my office, I have a sea turtle painting, sea turtle stuffed animal. And then in my bathroom, I have a sea turtle painting, and I got the pillowcases in my room. Like, it's a whole movement. Sea turtles are life. I got so excited and kiddish when I was talking about the sea turtle, but that's just real life, okay? Sea turtles are everything. Let's get into a new segment called I Deserve. Not new, but it's in the next segment. It's where I talk about something that I deserve to remind myself of my value, which we're talking about how I struggle with it. So, I deserve to learn. I deserve to learn each and every day about myself, from life, to grow, to become better. I deserve so many things about learning, because it's such a gift. It's such a beautiful thing to not know everything about something. Like, it's great to be an expert, but I want to learn. I want to keep learning. I want to keep learning. Technology is something that you can't be an expert in, because it's always changing, and you always get to learn. And that's something that my dad actually taught me, because he's like 71, and he's still out here working, because he never stops learning. So he gonna be working to the day forever. He gonna live forever. So he gonna be learning. So yes, learning is amazing. Let's get into the last segment of the podcast. And it's called You Are a Gift. Because you, the person listening to this or looking at me, you are a gift. Your journey is not in vain, okay? Everything that you've gone through, all these exes coming into your life, teaching you lessons, giving you blessings, like, that is not in vain. You will be better off than you could ever be because of the lessons that they taught you. Be the best you that you can be, because you're amazing how you are, but you can be even better. And I'm so excited for you. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for letting me be a part of your journey. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, because we're about to head out. Today we talked about so many great things about what my exes talked about. Like I keep saying, if y'all want to learn more, let's get into it. But on the next episode, we're going to be speaking about the gift of hello. What 2020 brought me and what I learned about myself. I'm just always learning about myself. Learning. It's the best. And on that note, we out. So as always, be real. Be you. Do what you came here to do. Yeah. Be real, be you. Do what you came here to do, and be the light that you want to see. Peace.
Things coming together so beautifully. One day it all makes sense. Just you wait and see. Take this journey with me purposely.